Hi there, Chad Hauer here with the Hauer Home Team at Keller Williams in Tacoma, powered by Five Doors Network. I wanted to address a question today of, is the real estate market going to crash? Okay, so the big question, are we about to experience a major crash in the real estate market? I've got some really good information that I'll let you determine for yourself here. Lots of differences between what we saw in the crash that we all remember so well, that we peaked here locally in the Puget Sound, Washington area, the summer of 2007. We peaked and then we dropped a whopping 45%, bottoming out in 2012. And since then, we've been in this upward trajectory. Right now, we are definitely due for a correction. Crash? You tell me. I don't think so. There's a lot of reason not to believe so. A recession? Yes, there's a major difference between recession and a crash, though. A recession just means we're seeing a slowing in the pace of growth. And that is healthy and something that's needed. So let me give you some statistics that I think will help you understand the differences between then and now. So as we're looking back to 2005, where everybody and their mom could get a loan, subprime loans, you hear those on like Wolf of Wall Street and all those movies. You hear about just the nasty loans that were given away that nobody should have gotten in the first place. We saw $620 billion worth of subprime loans were taking place in 2005. So that was 20% of all the mortgages that were being given at that time were those horrible subprime loans. Fast forward now, we're only seeing 5% of the loans that are being given out are subprime loans, and $56 billion in comparison to in 2005 when it was $620 billion. So a massive difference there. Really happy to see that the banking industry learned their lesson, because typically what we see is it's kind of on this pendulum swing where they're either on one extreme or the other, and it's nice to see that they've actually stayed pretty balanced. The lending world learned their lesson and isn't giving money to just anybody, and yet isn't so restricted that nobody can get a loan at the same time. So another thing, banks have increased their lending standards, nothing like what it was before. So if we look back, CoreLogic reports in 2016, loans were amongst the highest quality in the last 15 years. So they're not giving loans to just anybody. That's a huge difference between then and now. So that's a good thing for our economy as well. Another thing I like to look at is what are the credit scores when we compare back in 2001, the average FICO score was 490, which is awful for people getting loans with that low of credit score. Fast forward to 2009, we see it's jumped up to 686. So much more reasonable credit score to be getting home loans. Last thing I want to point out to you is Americans as a whole, when it comes to using our equity, are getting much more responsible. That is such a great thing to be able to say. I never thought I'd be able to say that. So when we look back at in 2006 and how much equity homeowners are pulling out, they're pulling out $85 billion worth of equity in the US in 2006. It's a lot of money to be pulling out of the value of your home. Just a lot of it was being misused too, for a new fancy car, vacations, things of that nature, not investing that well. Now in 2010, we saw that really collapse and it fell down to 10 billion. Reason being mainly because nobody had any equity anymore because the market crashed so much. Now, we obviously, 2012 is when we bottomed, and we've seen significant growth since then. And I'm happy to say that as a whole, our community has been much more responsible with the equity that they've created in their homes. So in 2017, it's only risen to $14 billion worth of equity being pulled. Again, comparing that $14 billion of equity pulled out of our homes in 2017 compared to in 2006, $85 billion. So really, really good to see there. Locally here in the Puget Sound area, we're actually higher than the average. Our average sale price is higher now than what it was at the peak in the summer of 2007. So it has nothing to do with there being more money available to pull out in equity, and everything to do with better understanding of people being responsible with their assets. So hopefully that's helpful information for you. I'd love to discuss this more in regards to your specific home in your neighborhood. If that's anything we can help you with here, that's what we're here for at the Hauer Home Team, powered by 5 Doors Network at Keller Williams. And whether you're buying or selling, we're more than happy to be a good advisor to help you make a good, strong, solid decision. Thanks so much, and hope you have a good one. Take care.